quarantiners. Yeah, it's Alex again. Sorry to disappoint those of you hoping to hear Remy today. Although, hey, I'm not RJ, so yeah, at least you know I won't insult anyone. Today's Friday, September 4th, and it's now been a full week since Remy took off on the hoverboard. And the only time I've heard from her, other than a few random emojis, is that one phone call. A phone call that ended abruptly when Whittier Corp helicopters showed up. So, she's out there. With the 4, we think. Or one of the 4, anyway. And I'm trying to trust that she's okay. Trust. There's that word again. I don't know anything about Red Hoodie and his friends, but I do trust Remy. Don't tell her I said this, but she's smart and brave, and she has the biggest heart of anyone I know. But I don't have to tell you that, do I? That's the reason you listen to this podcast in the first place. I know I'm part of it too. But Remy is Remy, and I want to hear her back hosting as much as you do. If you heard RJ's episode yesterday, then you know that Whittier Gate holiday is over here, somewhere, too. But I can't worry about that right now. You can probably hear that I'm not at home right now. My mom and dad and I have been on the road for the last couple of days. We're on the hunt for the real Dr. Whittier. I know it sounds crazy when I say it out loud. This whole trip has been crazy, too. We had some false leads, and one that took us to an abandoned laboratory in a warehouse in Brooklyn. It was empty, but we did find an address there. A Pennsylvania address. And that led up here. But before I tell you where here is, let me do some shoutouts. Happy birthday to Naveen. Happy 10th to Ava in Woburn, Massachusetts from Isla, RJ, Mom and Dad. Happy 13th to Ellie and her twin brother Tyson in Utah. Long weekend birthdays, Ellery, Farron, and Imogene want to wish their mom a happy birthday. Anya says happy birthday to her brother Dash in Ojai, California. Happy birthday to Zyda. Happy 10th to Connor from Mom, Dad, Jillian, and Tara the dog. Happy 10th to Alex, great name, in Lake Wiley, South Carolina. And to Ike in Utah from his big sister Emery. Okay, one other piece of business before I explain where I am. As you know, we're heading into a long holiday weekend. In honor of Labor Day, we won't be releasing an episode on Monday. That'll give us some more time to look for Remy. We'll be back on Tuesday, hopefully with my sister. This is unofficially the last week of summer. Virtual school starts for us next Wednesday, so we have a few days left to solve this mystery. I told you about Alex, Mom, and Dad's not-so-excellent road trip adventure. This last leg, we drove through the woods in rural Pennsylvania for a couple of hours before we finally got to a clearing and what seemed to be a hidden driveway. A very long driveway. At the end of this very long driveway is the place that I'm standing in front of. I would call it a mansion. It's very big and very old. And we believe it belongs to Dr. J.P. Whittier. So, what do you do when you discover a hidden mansion in the woods? I guess you go ring the doorbell. You hear anything inside?
Nope.
Try the knocker.
The door is open.
We can see that.
What do we do? I mean, we can't just walk in, can we?
It's not trespassing if we just poke our heads in and...
Mom, what are you doing?
Apparently, your mother doesn't really care about trespassing.
Come on, guys. This place is amazing.
Whoa. Time warp.
Dr. Whittier? Hello?
Ghost of Dr. Whittier?
That's not funny. Well, maybe a little.
It's like a museum.
In 6 minutes, Dr. Whittier's mansion in New Orleans looked like it was abandoned, but it was just a cover for a totally modern house.
This feels pretty real to me.
And pretty empty.
Another dead end?
I'm sorry, but if there's nothing here, I think the road trip has to end. We need to be back in case Remy comes home.
Can we at least search the whole place? Maybe we'll find a clue. I need to record the end of the podcast anyway.
Sure. Sorry, pal.
It's okay. I'm back. And we pretty much searched the whole house. Just a bunch of antiques and cobwebs. Mom and Dad went to the car, but I asked if I could stay for a minute to close out the episode before we hit the road. I really thought we'd find something here. So, I guess, have a great long weekend. We'll keep the light on for Remy and keep looking for Holiday. I should probably leave a note in case anyone does come back here. Let's see if there's a pen in the drawer. Huh. Look at that. It's a picture. That must be Dr. Whittier. And he's standing next to a boy. In a red hoodie. What's that? Mom? Dad? I'm gonna go check it out. Okay, quarantiners. I'm now in the basement of the old mansion, which is pretty much as dark and unsettling as you'd imagine. And I'm not alone. Hear that? Could be an animal, or I don't know. Dr. Whittier? Is that you? Hello? Hello? I think it's coming from behind that metal door. 1, 2, 3. Remy?
Alex!